Um, Hello, Professor. Today I will be talking about neuroendocrine regulation of appetite. So the first thing I'm going to go over is the actual hormones involved in the short-term regulation of appetite. For the first one, we'll be talking about is ghrelin, which is known as the hunger hormone. This hormone is secreted in the parenchymal cells within the stomach lining, and it's strengthened when the stomach is empty. So you feel hungry. Yeah, this hormone produces a feeling of hunger while also stimulating the hypothalamus to secrete the growth hormone, releasing hormone, which is just like anticipating the body to have food so that it'll be ready to use the nutrients it gets to, build bone and muscle, which the growth hormone does. And this hormone stops getting produced within an hour after eating. The next one I'll talk about is the peptide YY. Um, This hormone is secreted in by endocrine cells within the ileum and the colon and senses when food arrives. PPY gets released in uh, quantities proportional to the calories consumed. So it's like the more you eat, the fuller you get because this hormone that just gives you a sense of fullness. This hormone also prevents the stomach from emptying too quickly, giving the sense of fullness a longer amount of time. So I guess so you don't eat as much. Um, and this hormone, like you could see this as the inverse to ghrelin. Two more hormones involved in the short term are cloestonin, or I'll just say CCK, and amylin. CCK is secreted by endocrine cells in the duodenum and the jejunum. This hormone not only stimulates the secretion of bile and pancreatic enzymes, but also stimulates the brain as well. And sensory sensory fibers in the vagus nerves, which then produces an appetizing suppressing effect. Amylin, which is secreted by beta cells in the pancreas. And the pancreatic islets also produces a feeling of fullness and like just winds down the digestive activities of your stomach. So these pair with peptide YY to also give you sense of fullness. Um, Now I'm gonna go to the long-term appetite regulators. Um, these signals work just to inform your brain about how much adipose tissue your body has and whether it should be adding or reducing fat. So, like how much fat your body has. So the first long-term regulator is leptin. Leptin is secreted by adipolycytes throughout the body, which are just connective tissues that store fat. Yeah, leptin is stimulated the body, uh, through the body proportional to how much fat you have on your body. So like the more fat you have, the more this will get stimulated. So like you, I guess, won't eat as much if you're already fat. And this is also the primary way of your brain knowing how much fat tissue you actually have. Um, Leptin also stimulates the bundle of sympathetic nerve fibers with adipose tissue, which stimulates fat breakdown as well. So it's just very integral into the process of us adding us fat, like our homeostasis of body fat. And I just thought this was really interesting when animals don't have, or when they have leptin the deficiencies or defect in the receptors, they will just eat and eat until they are like this. Sorry. Yeah, but humans, we often don't have leptin deficiencies, which is just like the actual hormone isn't usually the issue. It's more issues with the receptors, which is just another fact. So I thought it was cool. Um, Another long-term regulation of our appetite is or appetite regulation is insulin, which is secreted by the pancreatic beta cells. So insulin stimulates glucose and amino acid uptake and promotes glycogen and fat synthesis. It also contains receptors in the brain. So it like also has a part in our brain knowing how much fat our body has. Um, and the last thing I'll be talking about is the region of our hypothalamus, or the nucleus in our hypothalamus that actually is the one controlling the hormone receptor or the appetite hormones. Um, this region is the arcuate nucleus. Um, the peptides slash hormones previously mentioned before all have receptors here, as you can see, which they act on this as well as other target cells that the hormones go through the bloodstream, obviously. Um, the our arcuate nucleus has two neural networks involved in appetite regulation, and like most things, one is for stimulating hunger, one is for stimulating fullness. The first is neuropeptide Y, which is a powerful appetite stimulant. And this is also stimulated by ghrelin, which, could have guessed. The other one is melanocortin, which is a suppressant, and it's stimulated by leptin. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching.